What is up? What's up, everybody? This is Merc the Mike, and this is another Wrestling Babble podcast by Wrestling Inc. I am Merc the Mike. I'm joined by my tag partner, Louis Beans.
What is up? What is up?
And we have tons of wrestling to catch up with, and review. But first, we have a wrestling retrospect. We did skip it last week, so the same person is for this week. And it is Shawn Michaels, HBK, which highlight Street Profits. Kind of did a homage to him on Friday.
Uh, so he is his nickname is Mr. WrestleMania, so that's why we picked him.
Yep.
But I didn't pick any WrestleMania matches. I picked weird stuff. That's just what I do. So let's see what we got. The first one I have is one of the most famous HBK clips came from this match. It is Shawn Michaels versus Gus Cantankerous. And then I realized that can't be his real name because Cantankerous is a funny is a word, but his name is spelled with a K.
Okay.
This is from way back in the day. It wasn't. It says Raw, June 19, 1995.
Damn.
Old school. We got Vince and JR on the call, which is important because of the jokes they make. So that's probably the most important part. This is only a 5 minute match, if that. Going on HBK, he has the red gear with the black biker hat.
Okay.
Another one thing that I realized that every time he used to come out, he used to get the full. It's at a certain point, once he was HBK, no matter if it was versus a jabroni, he still came out with the full intro, and it was hilarious. So the reason this one is funny is he starts playing around and like mocking the guy, right? And the guy has just the most awful jobber gear, white and sky blue, kind of with the 50 cent V neck in the front. And it's like, why does that V go so far down? Who made that? Um, but this is the one where HBK like smacks him up, runs out of the ring, then jumps in the crowd with the fans, but it was a match. And then the guy's just like outside, and the commentary is losing it. It's crazy. Like I don't think there's ever been another person to just actively do that. Like in a, not at that time, right?
No, not that I know
990.
of.
Oh, this is hilarious. If you just want to see that, it's about like 3 minutes into the match. He just runs. Of course HBK wins. Of course he
Nice.
does.
Nice.
Of course he does. But mostly what you want to see is him just disrespect this guy so badly. So that's this match.
All right. My first one was actually one of Macho Man's title defenses when he beat Flair for the world title at WrestleMania 9. No, WrestleMania 8. This is HBK, Shawn Michaels with Sensational Sherry versus Macho Man Randy Savage. This was on April 19th, 1992. Um, this was part of Columbia House Home Video. I think it was Primetime Video. It was called, and they did this match. So most likely it was kind of like a house show, but it had like commentators. Um, this is a fun match because I think this is the first confrontation between Sensational Sherry and Macho Man since the breakup when Elizabeth threw her out at him versus Warrior at I think it was that WrestleMania 7, I think it was. So this is the first time they kind of meet, and Elizabeth was in Macho Man's corner, and they actually interact. They actually had like a beef outside, but this like the talent of both of them was really good, and the way HBK sold the elbow drop was hilarious because like Macho Man landed perfectly, and I don't know how HBK stood his body up when he got when it landed on him. But a lot of back outside match stuff with a sensational Sherry, Macho Man complaining on Earl Hebner, getting knocked out, and he's the one that kicked him off the ring. It's like a lot of dumb shit like that. It's just really funny because it was Macho Man that kicked him out. Like he got hit, and then Macho Man kicked him out the ring, and he's complaining that he didn't give him the count. And Macho Man was the babyface in this match. So
Hmm. Hmm.
it's hilarious, but it's a really fun, entertaining match, and they actually had great chemistry. And I think that was the only other time they actually really fought on like a VHS or tape on TV. So that was my first match.
All right. And the one I picked a little bit longer than this one. It is Shawn Michaels versus Mankind, WWE Raw, August 11, 1997. This one, I'm not 100% sure if it was for a number one contendership, but I forgot there was something on the line. You're not obviously on a championship. This one is actually just a good match. The crazy thing is though, Mick Foley, as Mankind, has no type of common sense. So he comes to the ring with a square trash can. It's not full of garbage, but he tries to hit HBK. He drops it. HBK throws it on his head, and then the bag gets stuck on Mick Foley's on his torso. So for the first like 3 minutes, it's Mick Foley as a Mankind just with a black garbage bag on. It's You can't concentrate on anything else. It's so silly. And then after that, it becomes a really solid match. It's not exactly the amount of chaos that you have, but
Yeah.
this was around the formation of DX. It's like it's not a thing yet,
Okay.
and Mankind ends up being first Triple H and China are outside, and I guess there was a thing where they acted like they didn't like HBK. I don't remember the formation of DX, so they were against him,
Yeah.
but not for Mankind. So they're out there, and then Rick Rude comes down the ramp. And then it gets to a point where Rude is supposed. It looks like he's gonna hit HBK, and then he just waits past his time to hit HBK, and then Mankind is like dangling outside, and he just nails him straight in the head with the chair. It's like, damn, I forgot. It was '97. We did not give a damn. And then sweet chin music, and that's it. HBK wins.
Yep. Yep. My next match is Shawn Michaels versus Mr. Perfect. This was Superstars and Stripes Forever, March 17th, 1991. This was also like probably a straight to VHS kind of thing. Um, this is Rockers, HBK. Marty Jannetty's in his corner. Versus Ric Flair with Bobby Heenan in his corner. And yeah, there you go from there. Um, Again, great technical prowess, very good back and forth match. Shawn Michaels was working more high flyer and during these days, so pretty much he does a lot of more high flying top rope moves and things like that. Um, Marty Jannetty comes in to after Bobby the Brain gets involved with the match and stuff like that. Then Marty Jannetty comes out and chases Bobby Heenan around, and then they go back at it. So a point that I think Bobby Heenan outran Marty Jannetty, and he was found a way to get back and cost Shawn Michaels the match. Perfect plex, and Kurt Hennig wins. So I guess
All right.
Bobby Heenan was faster than everyone thought he was.
Yes, he was. Couldn't catch him. He was like Eggman running away from Sonic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so this last one I picked is does not have the proper deal. Yes, it does. It is Shawn Michaels versus Trevor Murdoch,
Sure, Murdoch. Yeah.
a Royal Rumble qualifying match. This is WWE Raw, January 14, 2008.
Nice.
This one is obviously he's trying to get to. He's mad about it too. HBK's mad about having to qualify for the Royal Rumble because he said he won two. I think at this point. This is a. I hate to. You can't really say baby face as in like fresh faced
Yeah.
because he already has his mutton chops and uh angry man grimace on his face,
I think
Trevor
he was
Murdoch,
born
but
that way.
yeah, but you get to see how young he is compared to like how we remember him. Like he is super young.
Yeah. He,
And kind of slim too.
he
Kind
was
of slim.
yeah, he was born looking like a 32-year-old man.
Yeah, kind of came out with a work shirt and a pair of Dickies.
Yeah.
Just
Tabasco. Tobacco.
born, yeah, born to go to work. That's it. It's actually now match wise, it's actually pretty solid because Murdoch gets to hit the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Like HBK just takes a beating. Like it catches him literally with two things, like a reversal move that leads into a submission that I don't think he ever does, unless it was a specific 2008 thing. He does a reverse figure four. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Remember what the reverse physics for was?
Like that was his move. Like he ended the match with the reverse figure four.
No, I never seen.
I'd
Yeah.
never seen HBK do that to win a match.
Me either.
So like this feels like a specific thing that he was doing, like for a story or something, maybe with Flair. I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah.
probably the build up for him and Flair
Okay. Okay. But
seems
yeah,
around
it
that
was
time.
cool. It was
Nice.
cool. The match, but it does end the match pretty quickly. It's like a 5 minute match. But I just that shocked the hell out of me. The submission more than anything. And he's got beef with Kennedy. If you
Kennedy.
remember that, he comes on the Titantron and he's
Yeah.
like he's got beef with him and the whole thing. So there you go.
Nice. Um, I had issues. I had like I thought I was going. to I have two matches that I wanted to pick, but I actually, you know what, this match is history. Because this was technically the first ladder match that WWE ever had, and this was Brett versus HBK, but it was in a IC title match. Um, this was on primetime video. Again, this is like straight to DVD kind of thing. I think this was done as a house show just to test the ladder match out. So they even had Sensational Sherry was still with HBK, and Brett was this was his first IC. No, this is his second IC title reign. So this is when he took the belt from Mountie, I think. No, he took the belt from Piper, because his first IC title was Hennig. Second one was Piper. So this was after Piper. Um, it's great. It's a great match because Brett and Shawn Michaels have amazing chemistry, and they've been in the tag team division together. They kind of went in the same direction with each other. So during this time, they were both working that mid card, and that mid card, if you look at the talent that was in that mid card, it was insane. Cause you had Kurt Hennig, you had Shawn Michaels, you had I think Razor Ramon debuts a couple months after this. You had Tito Santana working pretty good still. You still had Tatanka working pretty good. You had quite a few, like a bunch of IC good title matches there. You had Piper working there. You had Mountie. You had a nice little IC title division. But I guess this was the test for the first IC title ladder match, because this is what lined up being on WrestleMania 10. It's a fantastic match. If you've never seen it, the chemistry they have is great. The things that they did with the ladder and the chemistry they use, the smart things they used the ladder with, it was actually a lot of fun. So I'll even send the match. It was a really fun match. Brett wins. He takes the title from the top. And all right. We have a new wrestling retrospect at the end of the show. We kick off watch the weekend wrestling with Monday Night Raw, the Raw after WrestleMania. We did kind of highlight some things on the last cast, but this is the full review now. Um, we kick off with John Cena talking shit to the crowd and gets visited by Randall and gets RKO'd.
So this was Monday. There was not much talking.
No.
He just did what he had to do.
Yep.
Yep.
I liked it. I thought it was cool.
He got what he deserved. Looking all that mess. out
Yeah. Hello.
on the side.
Yeah, yeah. It was good. It was cool. It went straight to the point, and now we have Randall versus John Cena coming up.
What do you think about his explanation of everything? Because he's still continuing to explain what he's doing
Yeah.
or why he's upset.
Yes. Okay. That's it. Not.
Hmm.
Um. Yeah, I got lost for something. What was I
Does
saying?
does it seem weak to you, his explanation, or does it seem to make sense?
No, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense because again, like what you're saying, like he's like fuck the crowd. I think he's purposely like just really again he's trying his best to win wrestling. He's finding every little thing that you complain about, he's doing, and he's doing it to your face.
Randall is not happy.
And Randall's not happy. And Randall just looks like the Randall was just look like that. But yeah, it was cool. And it looks like he's going through like all the colors he had to once wore before.
You mean his? You talking about Cena?
Yeah, like his colors that he's been using. Like on SmackDown, he had the green. He's going through like all the colors he has used before with his tour, like the style of shirts and stuff.
So it's not new. It's not new merch.
It's new merch, as in the design that like is saying is the last his last year and stuff. But
Hmm.
it's like a rebranding of the some of his older stuff, like the same styles that he had and the color schemes he used.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, because the black one reminded me of I think it was one of the video game ones he had. It was like the black, red, and white, and then the SmackDown he had the green and white, which he used back in around Mania New Orleans, I think. But yeah, what else? But it was cool. Again, it was out of surprise. The crowd went crazy when Randall hit the arcade. Um, then we go to our tag match. We have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. They defeat Becky and Lyra Valkyrie for the tag team championships.
And as far as I can remember, they did this without the help of the Judgment Day.
Yeah,
There was no Dirty Down.
and
So
they worked smart.
this is true.
They did work smart. They kept Becky out the ring, and they was able to finish it. Becky didn't like that and was mad and beat the shit out of Lyra Valkyrie.
Well, Valkyria,
Valkyria.
right?
Valkyria. Yeah, it was a good match though. Very fun.
So what do you think about Becky being so upset, so salty?
Um,
Is this her changing her character, or is it just he's mad because she lost? Like he just a sore loser.
I think she's changing her character for the. I think I think she's gonna help Lyra get that extra attention because she has great matches, but she don't have that personality, and hopefully she'll get that personality out more.
Okay, all right.
But I'm looking forward to that. It looks like that's gonna be the IC title rivalry right now for a bit.
Does Becky have to qualify, or will she just get a match?
She's Becky. She just steps in and she gets a title match, just like
Okay.
Charlotte. But the people won't complain about Becky. They will complain about Charlotte. Actually, they complained when she beat Bianca in like 36 seconds though. They did complain about that. She just used it.
Hmm.
We go to our next match that was gonna start. Well, we had the New Day come out, talking to Smack, saying that they are the tag team champions. You had American Alpha come out, American Alpha, Alpha Academy come out. Maxine Dupree saying that they were the last ones that actually pinned them, and they should get a title shot. Before that happened, we had some we had lights go out, and then some random music, and Rusev returns and destroys pretty much Alpha Academy. New Day got out. They're like, nope, we ain't having that.
Now I don't remember. Is this like his old theme, or is this a
Nah,
brand?
it's a new theme.
Okay, okay.
His old theme sounded like a British, like a German march kind of, a Russian march kind of shit.
Gotcha. Okay,
But
okay.
it was cool. I didn't like the fact that it was on the tag teams because again, you're trying to get something established with New Day, and establish something with the tag teams. You didn't have to use the tag teams for Rusev to destroy. You could have used a lot of people back there to have the same effect. That was my only
Yeah,
thing. Cause
yeah.
you yeah,
It didn't make sense to me.
yeah.
It just didn't make any sense.
No, it just make it. He's just like, hi, I'm gonna destroy you now. Bye bye.
So it's glad I'm glad to see him back, but yeah,
Yeah,
this very much did not make any sense to me. He has no beef with the New Day. He has no beef with Otis, but he destroyed him. So
yeah. Um, then we got Io Shirai coming out, and Stephanie Valkyra comes out. That leads into damn, why do you? It leads into Roxanne Perez and Julia interrupting and fighting them, and then Rhea Ripley comes in for the save.
nah, they did have like a
Yeah,
10-minute match, which was great
yeah,
before this happened. So there wasn't. It didn't just immediately people just started flying out of nowhere, but it was good to see the stare down between Julia and Rhea.
yeah, yeah. I got excited.
So we'll see.
This is not like giving me the full description. I'm reading by like the title they have, and it's getting me annoyed. What else they have?
We had Usos come out,
Yes, the celebration. That
world
got
champions.
that kind of scared me a little
Now go ahead, explain what you was talking about now.
bit. I had KO PSD because when the way Sammy looked at him and he was on that corner, I was like, please don't Yakuza kick him right now. That'll be fucked up. And I was like, ah, damn, please don't Luba kick him. And he didn't. And he celebrated, and then his brother came out and celebrated as well.
Yes, sir. So so good to see Sammy back. He was not at WrestleMania. He was recovering from a KO beatdown not too long ago.
Yeah.
Um, but then this goes into Salty Goto.
Yep. Yep. Him beating up
Very, very
Cole
salty.
and McAfee. He hit Cole and hit McAfee.
Yeah, he put hands on Michael Cole, choked him out for about half a second, and then Pat slapped him in the head. And he was like, "Nope,
Yeah.
don't pull out when you turn around," and that's what he did. So, what do you think? Does this set up Gunther versus Pat?
I think so. It's
Because it
something I
has.
want to see.
It's
I'm
been.
not really.
It's been how many years since Pat had a match? Like 4?
He was in the two
I
years
said
ago Royal Rumble, and he
that
saw
doesn't
who was
count.
coming out, and he was like, "Nah, B."
That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Like the last time he had a match was what, NXT, right? Or did he have?
No, Corbin.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he fought Corbin.
All right.
So that was good. Then we had Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio versus Penta. We also had backstage stuff with Dominic Mysterio.
And the whole thing was, it looked like Finn was upset. He did
Yeah,
not come with him to the arena.
yeah,
And then we have the return of JD.
yes. So the family's all back together.
And now JD, I guess, is smoothing things over because he is happy. Finn was sitting in a chair, just with a smirk on his face.
Yeah,
But I don't know if you can trust him.
I don't know either. Um, And then the ending of the night, we had Seth Rollins come out with Paul Heyman. You had CM Punk going in attack, then Roman Reigns coming in attack, and then we had a mass Braun Breaker.
So it was a bunch of talking. Was Seth telling the truth?
Um, guess so.
I
I
think he
Yeah,
was.
I think he was.
Punk just couldn't handle it.
Nope.
See, this is the whole thing I don't understand. Because again, uh, if somehow, no matter what he says, no matter what he does, CM Punk is the good guy. So does that automatically make beating him? Does that make you the bad guy when you cheat against him? Because also he did cheat against Roman Reigns, who is the bad guy. So like, what does
Yeah.
that really make sense? Does that just make him a bad guy because he doesn't like Punk?
Um. Well, it makes you a bad guy in the eyes of the fans because the person that they wanted to win did not win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's layers to the story because it's like he's not really doing anything evil.
Yeah.
It's just he can't stand that guy. I mean, Drew McIntyre's got a point.
Yeah.
He can't stand Pepsi Phil.
Yeah.
So now we got Braun Breaker by his side.
That's gonna be
You
interesting.
don't want to mess with that guy.
Nope.
He turned Roman Reigns into pink. I don't. He turned into pink mist when he hit that barricade.
Yeah, man. That it was a good spot. I actually liked that ending too. It was a really good Raw. It was a really good Raw after Mania. Like it had the vibes and everything, and new storyline starting.
Hmm.
A lot of people saying that they might add some more. I think honestly, I would be fine with the three. If they add another one, I wouldn't pass it. But I think I would be fine with just Heyman, Seth,
Well,
and
I
Breaker.
wouldn't be surprised if now's the time they reintroduce uh Becky and Seth on television.
I think that too. I was cause seeing how she turned as well. I was like, I could see Becky being part of it, and maybe one more young talent that needs the help,
Yeah, if she had somebody with her, maybe,
or
maybe.
another like. I have a feeling maybe Theory might be it. They might try to work Theory into it
That's interesting.
because they
That's
also
interesting.
have a pass.
Cool.
Theory and Seth. He was part of the whole.
Well, so does so does somebody who showed up on Friday, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but he was on. He's on Monday now.
No, I'm saying so does somebody who showed up on Friday have
Yeah,
a pass for Seth. That's what
that's
I
true.
meant.
That is true. But he has a missing eye because of that.
That's a hell of a pass, is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and one thing I always gave him credit, like he kept that going even in AEW. He had the missing eye.
And
He
Dom
always had
Mysterio.
that thing on.
But
Yep,
he better watch his back.
yep, yep. Monday Night Raw, what you give it?
I give it a great show. Mostly great story
Yeah.
because they didn't really have too many matches that. I mean, the tag match went a full length, right? But there was some
No,
stuff
it
that
got
was just like just
no, which tag match?
the women's.
The women's had a full match. Yeah, yeah. They had like 3 segments.
I, I don't know what that means, but I imagine they got their full time's worth. So, but it was mostly, yeah, you're gonna see people come out and you're gonna see surprises. So
Yeah.
that's what we saw.
What else we get? All right, we go to NXT. I didn't go. Yeah, I go with A. It was solid. We go to NXT, and what do we have here? We kick off with the tag team championship match. We have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Damn, they working twice. Versus Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan. I thought it was a solid tag match and kind of highlighted Gigi and Tatum as well. So I give it a lot
That
of
was
credit.
like 3 days in a row.
Yeah,
Damn near those
yeah,
girls.
they worked on
Busted.
it. They busted ass this weekend.
Just saying.
Um, And it was a fun match. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I liked it.
Sad the same rules, but
Yeah.
it was a good match.
Yep. Yep.
I think they
Uh,
said that's the first time Liv came back since she uh got called up,
yeah.
like and actually did something. Because before she was with Dom. No, no, she wasn't with Dom. It was Rio.
Yeah.
So yes, straight up first time she came back.
Yeah. It was. It was. Then we have the return. We had Lexus King, and he fought a returning Norian Dar for the Heritage Cup,
Yes, sir. I
and
think it was a great match.
he got his baby back.
Yes, he did because of the new rules, the one and done rules set by Lexus King. That's it. That was his undoing.
Yeah.
But he still gets the shot at Ricky.
Yes.
It just won't be cup for championship.
Then we have Thea Hale versus Defeats Fallon Henley. Very solid match.
He was crazy.
Yeah.
They tried to kill it too.
And now you're seeing the tension with Fatal Influence as well with
Because
Henley
Stacey
being yeah.
she is not a follower.
Nope, nope. Then we had Obafemi come out, Trick Williams, and then Joe Hendry comes out. So it's gonna be a three-way. Are they fighting or are they gonna fight at I forgot what happened there.
They set up, I think, potentially a match between Moose, not Moose, because he Oba brought up Moose. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Between Hendry and Oba, I guess, because he there's some. Was there a pay per view coming up soon for TNA? Well, this seems like
Yeah,
it's
he has his world title match tonight.
tonight.
Is
Okay.
Ethan Page versus Kazarian versus Joe Hendry.
Okay. I don't think it's going to be a surprise four way, but it seemed like they were setting up something between
Yeah,
Oba and Joe Hendry.
interesting. There's a Worlds Collide pay per view coming up, so
There you go.
there you go. What else we got? We have Orius Griffin and Dion Lennox of versus Javon Evans and Miles Bourne.
And this one, even though it's a mismatch of people against the two of the four guys, it had a story,
Yeah,
so it makes sense. Now the messed up thing was the fact that Miles Bourne's tag partners came out there and watched him lose instead of helping him. Um, so that was an interesting thing. I don't know if there's a little crack there with them. Um, but it was a good match. Again, surprisingly good. Those guys just need time to get better. That's about it.
yep. And then our main event was the NXT Women's Championship match. You had Stephanie Falcare versus Roxanne Perez.
And this could have been a pay per view match,
Yes.
PV, what is it, PLE match. So it got the time. It was for something. She finally got what she wanted because she's been whining about not getting her title, her rematch or whatever, or another shot at the title. So she had a chance. So there you go.
There you
You
go.
had it. You had it, and you lost.
And
Let's see how angry Roxanne stays after this. So
yeah. So NXT, what do you give it?
NXT, I give it an A minus. I think the
Um,
best match was the women's match, definitely.
yeah, I'll go B plus. Yeah, I'm around that area.
And I'm happy to see Noam Dar back. It's
Me
been a
too.
long time.
I was happy to see him back as well. Uh, we have AEW Dynamite. Did you watch that?
No,
Huh?
no.
Nah.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, Samoa Joe deliver a warning to John Moxley.
What happened with Master P? What he do? Did he make a new song?
He
Somebody had
just
to do Master
nah.
P.
He just showed up and did his whole no limits thing. I felt like a episode of WCW.
It's just if you're gonna have Master P, have him make somebody a theme. Like the op should have a theme by Master P.
Yeah.
It feels like a waste. Like get some music, Tony. Come on.
We got Ricochet versus Mark Briscoe. Solid match. Briscoe wins. Ricochet did try to use the scissors on Briscoe, and then Knight comes out for the save and helps Briscoe win. So that's how he won. FTR attacks Rock and Roll Express and be host of Stokely at Hathaway. I thought the segment was alright.
So that's the thing you're showing me. What's going on with them? Is they just evil?
Yeah, they was
And
going to attack Tony Schiavone. Pretty much what Gunther did to Michael Cole. I think they were about to do the same.
well, they to be fair, Tony Schiavone's always got something smart to say. But
Yeah.
it's because are they following Stokely's lead?
They're gonna be managed by him, I guess.
Okay, all right.
And they take off. They take out the Rock and Roll Express.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha.
And you have Young Bucks versus Speedball, Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight. Very solid, like high flying, where you get from a Young Bucks match. Young Bucks win, and Ricochet also helps the Young Bucks take the match. I have a feeling they might actually like if they do like a little group together. I think Ricochet might be part of them. They've been working slightly quietly together, but not like on screen.
Okay.
They've been interrupting each other's matches and helping each other win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
MJF gets two thumbs up, but they still cannot get the full Hurt Syndicate to follow suit. But Bobby Lashley did leave off at the car they bought him. They bought him a Corvette, and Bobby Lashley still said thumbs down and took the car. Will Ospreay and Brody King versus I can't even say his name right now, and Josh Alexander. That was actually a really solid match. But you're getting a bigger family with Don Callis. He's adding more, but then I don't know where Brian Cage is. Is he hurt? Because he wasn't there. Everyone else was there.
I believe Brian Cage is hurt.
Oh, okay. And then you had Women's Own Heart Foundation tournament. You had Chris Statlander versus Jamie Hayter. That was a really solid match, and it ended with Hayter defeating Statlander. And
Really?
she's in the finals for the Own Heart Foundation tournament. So it's Jamie Hayter versus Monet.
Wow. Okay. I thought it was gonna be a run back, but this is no.
I'll give AEW a B. It was solid. It had some decent stories that kept me interested. Still not big into Moxley, but Samoa Joe been handling the promos pretty well. I'm mixed message with what they're doing with Swerve and the Young Bucks, but let's see where that goes. But other than that, yeah, I stay B. We go to Friday Night SmackDown, and we have more of Randy Orton challenging John Cena to a match at Backlash.
And this week, so this show they talk.
Yes.
Okay. And basically, he says, John Cena, why don't you have some kids? You just mad.
Yeah.
Use all that energy and go have you some children. And he says, how dare you parent shame me? John Cena is hilarious. Like
Yeah.
the way he gets mad at these things that they're saying to him aren't exactly that mean.
Yeah.
He just sees like you are insulting his very manhood every time you talk to him. That's the one thing I like about him. It's just like he just seems very, very like uh easily offended.
Yeah.
Seems funny coming from the guy who died. He almost killed Idris Elba in that movie I watched. So what do you think? They said
Was solid. It was very
they
solid.
said don't do it. Don't do it here. St. Louis is where Randy's from.
Yeah.
So they set up the match. They said it Backlash, and then I supposedly because I don't really remember. I don't think I was watching during the time, but isn't that a significant event for those two? Like,
Not in.
did they have a pay per view like a match or something a long time ago?
Yeah, I think it was one of their first fights for the world title. Was at
Okay.
a Backlash. So yeah. Um, then we have SmackDowns now. Faxium versus Los Garza.
Yes. Good to see it. Tag team wrestling was 100% the focus of this show because we had this great match, which again, we know Fraxium is awesome, but give credit to Garza's because they are
Yeah.
that team when you want to showcase somebody, you fight the Garzas.
And after that, we had Jake Cargill. Oh, wait, Tiffany Stratton come out, and then Jake Cargill comes for the challenge. They line up having a match, and then ends in a DQ by Naomi, and the returning Nia Jax flattens Tiffany Stratton. Before that, that match was actually quite good, and they worked pretty good together.
And not anything that was advertised, right?
No,
They didn't tease this or nothing. It was just out of nowhere.
yeah, sometimes
Yes,
those are the best things.
very, very good.
um, for now it gets me like really thinking because again they had a very simplified match. They didn't really do anything too extreme. They had really nice counters. They worked together really well. So hey, like you said, I think the big thing with the Charlotte and her match was like it was overcomplicated. As in this one was
Mhm.
very basic, but the counters were the highlights of the match. Like that counter, that cartwheel into that power bomb, and just how they work together. I actually want to see more matches between them two because I think they will have great chemistry with each other, her and Jade.
This is true.
But then Naomi slams her like a drum.
Yeah, she was just having fun. She just came out there and she was having fun beating on her like a child. It
Yeah,
was hilarious.
she was like damn, she like the Donkey Kong bongos on her head.
Yep. And then
um,
Jax came out to smash Tiffy. And then in the back, they had a little thing
yeah,
where she said, proceed with caution.
yeah, I like it, like it. The title division's kind of up and going. LA Knight and Drew McIntyre step up to Jacob Fatu. The whole segment was funny. I enjoyed the whole thing.
Yes. The promos.
Then we go into the U.S. Championship match. Yes, Selena Vega versus Chelsea Green, and a surprise Code Red to Chelsea Green and Selena Vega, your new U.S. Women's Champion.
It was a solid match. It wasn't the longest match.
No,
Uh,
it was a surprise win too. Like it was because of the
yes.
interference and them getting kicked out, and then the whole thing happened. She catches that Code Red, and then it was a fast win, and then they ran back, and
Yeah, she had to get out of Dodge because they was gonna jump her ass.
I really did like her reaction afterwards too, and putting her face on the celebrity wall and everything.
Uh, so good for Selena. It's
Yeah,
been a long time. They said that's the first single she got.
yeah.
Has she been 24/7 champion?
No,
No, she
she
wasn't. Okay.
tried.
She did try.
She did try. She didn't win it.
Okay, okay.
She was Queen of the Ring. She was the tag champ. So this will be her first singles. Yeah. So she has
Yeah.
three. She had won three things.
Was Maxine ever a 24/7 champ?
No, it came out after she was there. It died out after when she debuted.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
it wasn't there no more when she came in.
All right. Just making sure.
Dana Brooke is.
No, no, I know. Ash by
Yeah.
elegance.
Yeah. And then we have Miz coming
But
out.
I'm sad. I'm just gonna say I'm sad. My president has been impeached, like she said.
She had been impeached. I was telling this to Minion, and I think this is gonna be something that I think, like again, how she describes herself. She's gonna be the Miz of the women's division. I have a feeling that she's gonna be synonymously main for the U.S. title. I think she's gonna have probably the most runs with the U.S. title. I think they're gonna really build her with that title, and I think she's gonna get it. Not long from now. I think she's gonna retain it. I think gonna give Zelina a couple months, maybe a month or two, but I think Chelsea Green's gonna find a way to get it. If not, I see her Money in the Bank.
Okay. Okay.
But I wouldn't mind her being mainly with that U.S. title and making that her baby, and kind of like the Miz with the IC title. The Miz
But
has the
has
most
she
runs.
won? Has she won any Money in the Banks? No.
No, she hasn't. So I wouldn't pass that either. I wouldn't even pass her winning it and getting her U.S. title back because she
Yeah,
pretty
but I
much
think
wants
she
that
would.
title.
I I I think if she wins, she would catch it in against whoever the main champion is.
Yeah,
Though I would like to see her win a championship at least once.
me too. But I
I
think
think
I
she
think that U.S. title is gonna be hers. Like I think we when we see the U.S. women's U.S. title, I think she's gonna be one of those names that's gonna be on the top of the list.
let's see who else shows up for it
Yeah, but I did like the match.
because
It was just short.
compared to Raw, there are more women trying to take the IC title.
Yeah,
There are more women lining up to take it, and so we'll see what happens. I assume B-Fab and whatchamacallit, Michin are gonna start
yeah.
after her now.
So technically, if you look at technically, Chelsea Green had more U.S. title defenses than
Yeah, like
Lyra.
four of them against
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like four of them against Michin. So
Yeah, yeah. For them in region, I think she had B-Fab. I think she defended it once on NXT, and then she lost a regular match that was not a title match on NXT. So yeah, um, yeah. But we had the Miz come out. He's talking smack, and the returning Alex the Black.
Mr. Black.
I swear, if I would have heard the cranking of the casket, I would have lost my shit. I was like, thank God.
Man. Here comes Dracula.
I was like, it wasn't Vince's fault. It was yours. If that what sound effects would have happened. But I'm
So
glad he got the theme back and everything, and it was a dope segment, and happy to see him return.
I would have preferred to see him kick Cody in the head, but it is what it is.
Me too. Me too. We got Drew McIntyre defeat LA Knight due to disqualification. Cause Jacob fought two, and then Damian Priest interrupted as well. So it was a big brawl, and Jacob fought two, backflipping on people.
I think Drew got what he deserved. He can't keep his mouth shut.
Yep.
He said Priest gonna be out for a long time. He's a sucker. I beat him in front of his family. And no, he's not. He's right there.
Yeah.
So Drew went through a table. Fatu jumped out there and flew and knocked down everybody. And poor LA Knight can't stop getting flipped on.
Yep. Yep.
And he did it in a Raiders jersey.
Yep. Yep. And backwards jersey too.
Damn.
He was
That's
wearing backwards. Yeah.
that's yeah.
Crazy dude. And then our main event, which was a fucking killer of a match, probably
Jesus.
in history, is probably one of the
Jesus.
best TLC.
I think is what is it? You put it up there with the rest of them. It's like number four. If the two that with the legendary tag teams is like the number one and number two, what's below those two?
I will say the the first TLC with Jeff Dudley's and Edge and Christian will be number one. I say the one on Monday Night Raw that Kane won, I think might be number two. I think this one beats that one. I will say the second one was it had better spots, but it wasn't as good as the first one. I'll say that one four, and then I'll put that Monday Night Raw one on number three. This one was really fucking good, and how they brought back a lot of the classics too with that spear from the ladder and all that shit too.
Yeah, whether the table was the wrong way. I was like, oh my god, something bad is gonna happen. But he
Yeah,
he landed. He landed it.
this match was insane, and I think they all had a kind of like, yo, we should have been on Mania.
I think that's the point. They had to show off, remind everybody how good the division is
This
because they were
good.
because they weren't on Mania. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
This reminded me of remember when the New Day and the Usos were on the kickoff and the New Day had the Red Lantern gear
Yes.
and they
I
probably
know.
had the best match of that SummerSlam
Hmm.
and it was on a pre-show. This is what I felt with that match. They were like, "Yo, this was should have been." Honestly, I think it should have been on the spot over a couple matches they had on that card, and this was fantastic. But we got it here, and it was amazing. If I could change one thing, the commercial breaks. You should have
Okay.
paid for no advertisement. You should have paid for no commercials.
Well, they said that. They said
Yeah,
they had it in the last what half an hour.
yeah, yeah,
So the match went over the half an hour, I guess. So it
yeah,
was maybe you got commercials in the beginning.
yeah. But other than that, it was a fantastic match. Seeing the skull and bones on through the tables and shit, that was insane. They just worked great together. That SmackDown tag team division is very steaming up, and they just getting better with Faction in there. I would have loved them if they would have just like entered Faction into that match as well, because it would have been even more insane. But other than that, they fucking worked hard and they killed it. That was honestly, if I could add that to the Mania, that would probably be my second. That would be probably one of the best Mania matches because of that
Yeah,
match. So
definitely. It's definitely getting going in that category of match of the year contender. So there you go.
yeah, your retaining champions, the Street Profits.
Yes, sir.
SmackDown A plus. I can't go
Yeah.
higher. That TLC match itself is gonna be high, but I like the rivalries they starting. I like the women's division they starting.
Two
New,
tag team
yeah,
matches. I'm just saying, two really, 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 really good tag team matches.
I
Just
agree.
saying.
And new faces, new division, new people into the division. Some old rivalries building up more, and then there's a lot of good story stuff there. So I was very happy with SmackDown. So A plus. Um, I did watch Collision. I did tell you the match to watch. Definitely watch Tony Storm versus Queen Amidala. That was actually really fun. A really really good match. Um, I just don't like that whole championship contender thing. But I'll just run down the show. You had Strickland, Sir Strickland versus Blake Christian. You know who won. Um, but the Young Bucks came and jumped him, and then Omegas came for the save. Tony Storm versus Queen Amanita. I keep saying her name wrong. Then, that was a great match. Storm defeats her, but she did take some butt hits to the head. Tony Storm. I think she
Well, no,
enjoyed.
she knows how to feel.
I think she enjoyed it. Matt Caster calls out open challenge, and Hologram takes the open challenge, and Hologram defeats Caster. You had Top Flight versus CRU. Solid tag team. I wish it was more balanced, but other than that, it was a solid match. Crew wins. CRU wins. Um, yeah, Anna Jay squash match, so you just return her back into the fray. Bandito versus Derlistico for the ROH Championship. Bandito wins. You have Roosh versus AR Fox. You know who wins this one because AR Fox is the high flyer jobber. Um, and then the Paragon versus FTR. We have the interference of Stokely. FTR wins, and then Garcia comes for the save and the mic, and Trent Beretta and Rocky Morel come in jumped on Daniel Garcia.
Well, Trent is back.
Yes, and he's with Rocky Romero, and they went heel.
Okay. Uh,
A solid show. I'll go B as well. All right, that's our week in wrestling.
no
And
Harley.
huh?
No Harley this week.
No Harley this week.
Oh, come on.
Watch her video with the beaver. It made me laugh.
Okay. All right.
No Harley Cameron. I think she had a thing on. Did she? No, she wasn't on Dynamite either. So no Harley Cameron this week.
Mm,
I would have highlighted that. What else we got? Oh, we podcast we listen to. There's a lot going on, so definitely check it out. Chris Van Vliet, he had the Hurt Syndicate. That was actually a good conversation. That was part of his live show. So he also has Q&A there, which was actually good and interesting. Um, you had this week. You have Buddy Murphy and he just showed. I forgot who else he has. But he had Bailey on. Very interesting conversation. Talked about her
that made
current
me feel
status of a
bad.
contract. Huh?
That one made me feel bad because at the end of the conversation, she says that stuff about her when she used to point at the trucks
Yeah.
that was real
Yeah.
and it's still real. And it's just like she doesn't understand what she has to do. And I'm like, between you and me, I understand that Charlotte gets all the pomp and circumstance, but it's her and Becky. I don't care about Charlotte.
Yeah,
Like of the best of those girls, I think is her, Becky, and Sasha.
I agree.
And
Like,
not to say that Charlotte was down there,
yeah,
like four, but of those, I think just personality and character wise over this time, like I just have more positive things to say about Bailey's character and the things that she's done. Is like they don't see her like that. I'm like, damn, really?
I
Still?
I say the biggest thing of the four, and this is something that I think relates to us being fans wise. I think we've seen the build of. I'm on the cast right now. What I was gonna say. So pretty much. Damn, I forgot my thought. So when we watched them all grow and stuff like that, you kind of saw Charlotte kind of handed everything, as all the three fucking worked their ass off to get to the position they were in. They weren't always like the top person. Becky had to work her ass off for that top person, Bailey as well. And honestly, the credit like deserved. Like 2020, fucking Bailey
Hmm.
and Sasha was a fucking MVP. Without them, you wouldn't have no fucking division because they made sure the thing was running and it was running good. So I feel like Bailey does not get her flowers, and I think she gets her flowers backstage with the talent around her and how much she is connected to a lot of those people. She can have great matches with all those people because she has had a hand in almost every single one of them. But it goes to show that it might be something for her outside of WWE because I think she will be treated like top talent because honestly, what she does and how she brings the locker room together. And that's the thing that people don't see either. And you hear the things and things like that, you don't really see it, but you see how Charlotte is viewed in backstage. You see how Becky's viewed backstage and things like that, and how Bailey, Sasha, and Monet are all kind of close, and Charlotte's the one that's kind of separate. And it just shows like when it comes to the fan base, everyone could relate to Becky, Bailey, and Monet. And again, for Silver Spoon, Charlotte handed things and things like that. It gets to a point that yeah, that's why she's getting pushed on that, and that's why people are more to those three as well. And it is sad that it is like that for Bailey. It really is. And then when she was mentioning the thing, and then he was like, "Oh, what you were saying?" He's like, you'll find out." And I thought that was really fucked up.
Yeah. The other thing is, I think the sad thing about them overlooking her is the fact that she's probably got the most high level talent that says I got into wrestling because of you.
Yeah,
Like how many girls who are now there and other places got
yeah,
into wrestling because of her.
yeah.
And it's like it was sad to say. I don't hear nobody say that shit about Charlotte.
No,
Just say.
you hear the few that they probably get comparison more than I was watching you and that Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, they all came from watching Bailey,
Even Lyra.
Lyra.
Lyra said it. Like
Yeah,
there's a bunch of them.
yeah. There's a whole locker room with them. I think
Izzy
Bailey.
now is
Yeah,
now in the WWID program, and she started because of her. Like
yeah.
we saw her start from the beginning. Like
But
so, it's
you go even to the top talent. And the relationship they have with Bailey. You talk to Rhea Ripley, you talk to Bianca Belair, you talk to Liv Morgan. They all will say Bailey.
so I don't know.
Yeah, it's sad. It is sad.
I think it's an aesthetics thing, and it also makes me sad because they don't lean into her. Because every time she takes a picture,
Yeah,
it's nothing but people just going crazy over her. So what is she missing? You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I think
Like, stop.
is I think it comes to a point that like it's complacent, and then it's also like they don't see what we see, and I think it goes to the point that like how honestly Cardona went. Cardona was extremely popular, but honestly, I don't think she should resign. I think she should try outside. I think she should go to Stardom, go to New Japan, go to AEW, like spend some time elsewhere because I think they're gonna miss you and value, like you're gonna see your value rise when you leave WWE because there's not really much there either. And like she
True,
had could go for the IC title, go for the US title. She could help this talent and stuff like that, but she also should get some shine as well.
true.
It's not just like again, and I honestly think like Bailey and Tiffany would have been a better
Yeah, I agree.
match. So it's things like that that just bother in like in that sense. So it's sad. It was a sad conversation, but I actually liked it, and I was happy that like we got to hear that convo.
And then she said they
Um,
don't have to be on a podcast. I was like, damn.
yeah, yeah,
But
they
I
are.
think it's one thing that I think they assume
Yeah,
is that she's always busy. Like she's one of the people like you just probably assume she doesn't have time.
yeah. Hello.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. My mic, my headphones, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's sad, but I know Van Vliet previewed two other. Yeah, I know he has Buddy Murphy this week coming up, and I think he had it on this thing. Oh, and Eric from Viking Raiders.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Also, shout out to Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. They covered everything in Las Vegas. That all the figures they covered, all the figures they showed, and everything like that. Cardona also saying, "What is a shame that Chelsea Green missed not on WrestleMania."
Yeah, missed opportunity. I
Yeah,
don't know how they did that.
yeah, that was a really big missed opportunity as well. And then she's also another person that is very Bailey like, as in she helps out everybody. She wants everyone to look good. She wants everyone to like that. And it goes into that point, like if you're too kind and you're too nice, like that might not be the thing, the approach, and that sucks.
True, but I think
But she
she
understands
was
it.
she
Yeah,
was more her problem was that she was injury prone.
yeah,
Like every time she would start, she would get hurt.
yeah,
Like she would get. Remember when she first came back? The second time she came back and she had that really nice, like really good match with Charlotte, and
yeah,
then she got hurt. Like not even that long. It was like, damn. Well,
yeah,
what you gonna do?
yeah. All right. But yeah, check out all those casts. Busted Open. That was a lot of shit to cover, so definitely check those out too. The big rant that Dave LaGreca went on.
It was funny, but it made sense.
Yeah, it
That's
made
the thing.
sense.
It's like if The Rock is saying that, that's kind of messed up. So
Yeah,
I understand. I understand.
yeah. And we go to the wrestling retrospect. It's my pick, right? Because you
Hmm.
picked HBK, and I will go with. Let me look at the list real fast because I thought about someone. I think we picked him though. If not, I'll pick him. No, we didn't pick him. Okay, X Pac.
Okay. What do you want? One, two, three. Did we do 1, 2, 3 kid? Is that what it is?
No, we didn't do either one.
Okay.
I know 1 2 3 kid matches were in it. Like I know I picked
Okay.
him versus Brett, but yeah, we haven't picked. So yeah, Sean Waltman. So 1 2 3 kid or X Pac, either one or six
With Lightning Kid, all that
or
stuff.
Lightning Kid. There you go. So that'll be
Hmm.
the pick for wrestling retrospect. And we wrap this up. This is the Wrestling Babble podcast. Thank you for listening. Follow us on all social medias. We're on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitch, and TikTok. Or Mark the Mic. Also, shout out and follow Red Sec Link.
Yes, sir. Make sure you follow us anywhere and everywhere. Recycling. That is Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and we got a WordPress.
Yep, yep. Peace out, laters, and always remember, follow the Jinkies.